I'm doing okay.
Okay, so Planet ZZZA, next album coming out, A Piece of Palace. How do you feel about it? How do you what's the inspiration behind this album that you have here?
Yeah, I'm actually really excited about it. I don't know, like I wanted to lean into themes of like curiosity. I'm tired of events that are very ego driven.
Yeah.
I'm very tired of events that like, look at how cool I am and this and that, and no one's talking with each other. You get what I'm saying? Like, that's not why, like, it's nice to go outside and just like connect with folks, and so that's really the energy that this project is on, to just kind of recreate those spaces again. It starts with the music, the experiences, the storytelling. So that's what this year is about.
Okay, all right. That's dope. Your first single off the album is Me and You, aka Hitter. What's your inspiration behind that? Like, was this going to be your first single before, or was it like, did you know when you heard it, like, this is it, this is what we're going to lead the album on?
Yeah, pretty much we had like all these tracks that we were just going through, and Hitta is with a really dope artist from Atlanta. He goes by Artwork. Y'all should check him out, like, super dope artist. I don't know, it just felt right to lead with the sound and someone that is also from Atlanta as well, and I feel like it really speaks towards just a warm energy. That's also the type of person he is, and that's what made it make sense to do the first single with Artwork.
Yeah, tell me behind the production of it. Like, how do y'all work it? How do y'all collab in a way to where it just, like, I've heard the single myself and it mind blowing. Like,
man,
everything
thank you, bro.
is crisp, it sounds good, everything
that.
is blended well. Like, just take some of us aspiring producers through your process. Like, what is it like collaborating with somebody?
Yeah, 100%. So usually what I like to do is I like to have like a bass kind of sound that I bring to an artist, but I do make sure to make it a point to curate it around a certain sound. So it actually starts with conversations first. I just like to get to know the person, understand where their head is at, what topics they like to talk about, and things of that nature. And so a lot of it too is just having that understanding first, Then from there I'm like, okay, these sounds could match. Then I'll just share them. And then based off of those, we just try to identify, hey, which one's resonating with you? Oh, you're feeling this one? Okay, bet. What was dope was, like, he just vibed with the first one I sent him, so I was like, all right, bet. So I was like, all right, cool.
He was quick.
Yeah. Artwork, one thing for folks, if you ever get a chance to meet Art and you're in the studio with him, he'll be freestyling hits.
Yes.
Like, he just, it's just off the top. Like, he's an incredible songwriter.
He'll do it over the phone. So how did y'all come up with this single, You and Me? What was the inspiration behind that?
I think a lot of it, we were just talking about how so much music nowadays, it glorifies, there's a study that, maybe I'll approach it from a different angle. There's a study that kind of shows that, like, people feel more disconnected than ever from each other. And I think a lot of it is because we've normalized this, like, really individualistic, like, oh, this is my life, self-made, I did this, like, and like, that's very, like, different than maybe, like, I'm like East Asian, right? So it's like a lot of folks, we grew up very like, hey, how are you doing? Like, are you doing okay? Hey, do you need support from me? How can I help you?
Yes.
And I wanted to kind of bring that energy back a little bit. So then that's why it made sense, because it's like the yin and the yang. I think there's a lot of things in the West that are great, but I also think there's a lot of things in the East that are great. So like, how can we fuse the ideas of both sides? And that's where the record came from. And then that's when I started thinking about what sound is there, but I still wanted to have some sort of tempo. So it ended up landing at the sound that's a single.
Like, the music took you on a journey and it told a story. It was very psychological.
Right.
Did you put any of that thought into the single, for the single?
100%. Like, we definitely were, at least I was. I know Art always listens to music. I was listening to a lot of different records. I was actually listening a lot to Ghost Town DJ's My Boo,
Oh, yeah.
And what I really love about that is very melodic, very catchy top lines, talking real stuff, and also it's fun. You know, like I feel like you can talk about real things and it being fun. Like I don't know where like somehow like it got into this thing of like to have fun you have to be talking toxic shit. Like you know what I mean? Like I get that too, because sometimes that's just how people feel. Like I get it. Also at the same time, you know, you can have fun and have yeah. I like wholesome vibes.
Like how much time has passed? Like, you know what I'm saying? You really get lost in the sound, especially when you team up with artwork. It's very sonically made.
Oh man, thank you, bro.
You have a nice interest in and value in analog.
Yes.
How do you translate that musically through your sound?
Yeah, I'm a big fan of analog. I'm a big fan of pre-digital. The thing is that given like budget I would love to record everything on analog.
Yeah.
Like budget-wise, I'm not there yet, to be real. You know, I would love to shoot everything on film. I would love to record everything on tape. But you know, there's also like the budget I have to keep in mind, because everything's self-funded. You know, at this point. You know, now with that being said, how I kind of create that in digital is lots of different ways. Like even in like the grooves and stuff like that, I think it's nice to humanize it. So it's just like a little bit, it's still in the pocket, but it's going to shift a little bit throughout the song, right? That's always going to give it a little bit of a feel, evolving the sound through filters and things of that nature. So it's constantly evolving. It's from a digital origin from the oscillator. You can add LFOs to it, give it a little bit of expressiveness with the tone and the modulation. So there's a lot of that in the sound design. And then also the arrangement of it, I think about it from like an energy POV. Like especially when you're DJing, you can kind of see like, hey, if I play like upbeat music for too long, it's gonna tire folks out. Like they can't keep up. It's like when you hang out with the homie who's just like so loud 24/7, and it's great. But you're like, I need like a little bit. Like I need a 5-minute timeout. You know what I mean? It's like you need, and then I'll come back to you know.
This is fun, but
right. Let me you know.
Energy's depleting. Like
right. And sometimes I'm that person. You know what I mean? Like we all have our days, right?
I get
but it's like but I just try to be mindful of the energy flow. There's gonna be peaks and valleys and all that, and then surprises. And I'm a big believer in, you know, we can make loops, but then we can also create moments through the loops by arranging them a certain way. But yeah, that's how I've been really implementing a lot of the analog influences into the work.
Yes, I'm glad you mentioned that, going back to how you could make loops. Like I said earlier, your music kind of takes you on a journey. I think very popcornish now. It says pop, I gotta hit, boom, and then let's move on to the next one. But you have music that I could really just go back to and listen to time after time.
Oh
again.
man,
it's really like being out of space. And does the freedom of space and the idea of space, like did that really take a forefront in this album of Planet ZZZA?
Oh yeah, okay, that's a great question. The whole packaging with space and stuff like that came I think after the music. Because once I think I got all the music down, because there was a whole exercise that I was going with Alex Lim, by the way. He's an A&R that I'm working with. His credits are crazy. He's also worked at Warner, taken a lot of artists from his resume is crazy. So shout out Fatboy Lim. We went through a process for about 6 months of just defining what sound do we want to kind of build around, you know? And then we eventually landed at the sound that we felt like matched the values and the energy we wanted to push out this year. And then after that, we started kind of figuring out what visual language we wanted to put around it. And I think a lot of the times when you're creating something, you want something that resonates with you and feels real to you, because you're going to be stuck with that music for a long time. Like most likely you're going to have to work the records, perform them, like, you know. So I was like, what was I really into as a child? And I was fascinated by space. I used to always, like, this sounds crazy, but I would sneak to the library, try to find books about, like, who sneaks to the library? You get what I'm saying? I was like, I do, you know? And I would just like read. I would just read about space stuff and just like pick up facts and just fascinated about it. But I really think that made me curious, and like, I don't know, I've been so blessed to experience a lot of things in my life. And I think some of the people that I grew up with, I think they also had a lot of ambition, but maybe weren't able to quite get there. They're still on their journey, and I know, you know, I'm always going to be supportive, and, you know, but I think that I've really started thinking about, obviously, in a lot of ways I was lucky because a lot of things appeared in my life and I was able to build with that. At the same time, I also had this underlying thing of curiosity. And I think that really opened a lot of doors for me, because I was always curious. Like, if I didn't know how to do something, I would just be like, hey, how do you do that? How did you? I'm always asking questions, you know what I mean? And then that just allowed me just to learn so many things that became amazing blessings throughout my career. And I'm a big believer in just like any room you step into, you want to be able to provide value and things of that nature. And then I realized space might encourage curiosity. So that's where it comes from. Right. I feel like, you know, sometimes there's a lack of curiosity nowadays because, I don't know, I feel like sometimes media tries to paint everything like that's scary, that's bad for you, that's the enemy. It's hard to be curious when you think like the whole world's about to hurt you. You know what I mean? Yes. So like I get it, but I also believe that a bit of that might be propaganda. A bit of that might be because they sometimes don't want us to think. They don't want us to have this curiosity to want to learn. They just want us to eat but not know how to feed ourselves, you know? Yeah. So like they just want us to eat what they're feeding us.
If there's anything else that you would like to say to the people before we head out?
2026, get ready for the single Me and You, aka Hitta, with artwork. That's going to be coming out in March. We got merch on the way. We have some events on the way. And we just want y'all to have a good time this year. So tap in and shout out Dev the Human.
All right, y'all. Peace of Palace, live from outer space. Everybody keep your head up and keep focused on the sky, because you never know what'll fly by.
Oh, that's perfect.